Hello, friends. Welcome to Feature Friday number 52. If you don't know me, my name is Dmitry. I'm one of Wave's co-founders. Let me check if everything is all right, and let me know if you hear me or not. Give me one sec. Okay. Great. So feel free to ask any questions during the stream. Today I'm going to present two new features in our live streaming studio, webinars and slides. This is the same stream I did on Wednesday. So if you saw me on Wednesday, so I guess there is nothing new today. Anyway, so first slides. So what are slides? Essentially, it's a way to share your presentation. I would say directly without sharing the window. Yes, you can open your presentation in the in the window, and then it could be like a PowerPoint or PDF, and then share the window. But this way, all those windows decorations like menus and stuff will be visible. So and another issue is that, for example, if you have small screen, not necessarily small, if you have just one screen, one monitor, or if it's a laptop, then it's challenging to share a window. Sorry, it's challenging to see basically the studio and the presentation, or you have to switch between them, so it's not convenient. So what we edit, you can just upload your presentation, like you go to slides, there's this new button, slides, and you can upload PDFs, or you can upload PowerPoint presentations, or if you have your slides in Google Slides, you can just pick it from Google Slides. And it works as you expect. So I already have those two presentations loaded. So I just click on them, and it appears here the same way as any share. So I just show it on stream, and then I can just navigate back and forth using those buttons, or I can just choose directly the slide I want. And we have numbers next to the slide and small preview as well. And this, you can do the same actually here on the screen. For example, if you have full screen enabled using this button, then you won't actually see those feeds. We call them feeds. Your cameras, the slides, you won't see them here. So, but you will be able to control the presentation using those buttons directly on your live. And of course, the people who watch the stream, they won't see those controls, so don't worry about this. Okay, so those were the slides. And webinars. What are webinars? So I just would like some kind of disclaimer. First, we're not full-fledged webinar platform with all the bells and whistles. What we edit is simply a way to stream to Wave provided page. You can also embed the stream on your blog or site, and webinars is just another destination, same as YouTube or Facebook. Let me show you how it works. So you just create your live stream, like webinar. This is cool. And you can upload your thumbnail, of course, but I'm going to be using default thumbnail for now. And you can schedule your webinar same as any other stream. But essentially, so far it's just a regular setup, right? A regular setup for your live stream. So when you click on destinations, in addition to all your regular destinations like Facebook, YouTube, on the very top, you always have this webinar option. Just toggle it on. And you can add other destinations as well. So for example, this stream right now, I'm streaming it to webinar and to several other destinations. Or you can just leave a webinar and it will be like exclusive to your webinar page. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to create a live stream. And so what's next? And you have this icon here. Basically, it represents your webinar destination. So first of all, those two links, open webinar page and share webinar, they essentially share your webinar page, or open webinar page and this shares the webinar page. This is the link you send to your clients, customers, people who's going to watch your webinar. So you can just click it, copy, and if I open it in a new tab, this is your webinar page, right? So, and we essentially, we don't, people can comment, can chat on the webinar page same way they can do on any other destinations. But the comments open like 10 minutes. If it's scheduled webinar, they open 10 minutes before the webinar starts and they close 10 minutes after the webinar ended. And if it's unscheduled stream, then they open when the webinar starts. So right now you don't see the comments because the stream hasn't started yet. And another option, another thing, you can customize your webinar. I'm going to open it in a new tab. So what it is, essentially, you can change your brand. You can first of all, you can add the icon and you can see the it changes on the preview. You can add your logo. Here you can change the color. Okay, let me save it. This is the bug already fixed. It's going to be released really soon. So anyway, so you can change the color and you can change the kind of style of the webinar, right? Okay, let's use, I don't know, this one. And there are some options you can make. The if you don't want to have a chat on your webinar, you can just disable it. And this option, available on demand, means that this whether if you want the webinar to be available to watch after it's ended or not. And same about the chat. So if you want to keep this style, just click. You just save the changes, and then you can of course embed your webinar. If you're familiar with Wave hosting, you should be. You probably know what are those things. So essentially, you can enable embeds. You can copy this code. You can embed it into your blog or site, and this webinar will be embedded into your page, on your domain and stuff. And you can control access to the webinar through, you may require name and email. So when people visit webinar page, they will be required to enter their name and email, which you will be able to download later after it's ended. And you can even lock the webinar with a password. You have to provide the password, of course. Save it, and in addition to name and email, people will be required to enter the password as well. And email campaign, again, it's the same feature as we have for video hosting. Essentially, you can just copy the code, paste into your email using almost any email service, I don't know, MailChimp, Campaign Monitor, any of those, essentially. Sometimes with some modifications. And what it does, it will display this preview with the play button. And when people click on the preview from the email, they will be sent to the webinar page. So essentially, it's a convenient way to announce your webinar through email. Okay, and of course, when you're ready to stream, you just open Studio. You just open Studio and you start webinar the same way you start any live stream. Essentially, just go click live, and that's it. Okay. Okay, I think I covered everything I wanted today. Let me see if you have any questions. Can Wave be used for pre-recording videos, for example, explainer videos where we walk someone around the screen with a presenter circle in the bottom corner? Yes, of course, you can. There are several ways to record your videos. Essentially, if you click on new recording in Wave or like creating video recording, there are several options to record the video with the screen, without the screen, just the camera, all kinds of stuff. And there are several options how you want to record, like cloud recording or like local recording. And there are many like pros and cons for any method, I would say. This is kind of outside of this webinar, but yeah, you can do it, of course. Can you connect Wave to AirMeet? I'm not sure what AirMeet is. Sorry. Okay, what about bandwidth speed when streaming to a webinar page on Wave? So, first of all, well, the bandwidth, of course, well, if you mean how many people can watch the webinar, we don't have any limitations. It's all, I mean, there is a limit, and it's basically based on your subscription, and it's based on the traffic. Essentially, the more people watch your webinar, the more traffic they consume, and it goes against your limit. But since we have really generous limits, and even if you go to over the limit, the extra charge is like 1 cent per gigabyte, which again is very generous. It's like, unless you stream it to millions of people, you won't have any problem with the bandwidth. Okay. Does the webinar gives us more functionalities than a normal live stream? Let's see, use difference between webinar and normal live stream. Well, webinar is a normal live stream, right? It's just I guess when what you call normal live stream, you stream to like platforms like Facebook, right? YouTube. And for many people, that's enough actually to stream to Facebook, YouTube. But for some people, they want to have some kind of, I guess, exclusive experience for the customers. They don't want it to be public. They want to control how it looks, that kind of stuff. So there will be no, like, for example, YouTube shows you some kind of related videos, some kind of ads and that kind of stuff. And again, depending on what you nature of your business, sometimes you don't want that. So you want really private events. Yeah, so I guess it's great for private events where you can control the how it looks, that kind of stuff. On the webinar feature, when they chat, can you pull up the comments like you go? Yes, of course. Yes, and in fact, webinar has this advantage over like regular destination, because we put all the comments from all the destinations into the webinar page. So, for example, if you stream to several destinations like Facebook and YouTube, so people who watch you on YouTube, they see only comments coming from YouTube. I mean, they see in YouTube interface. And people who watch you on Facebook, they see only Facebook comments in Facebook interface, right? But if people watch you from our webinar page, they see all the comments from all the destinations, because we actually send them to webinar page as well. And of course, you can pick those comments from you as a host. You can pick those comments from the your studio and display them on the screen the same way as I do it right now. Excuse me. I'm very happy about this new feature. Actually, this is something that I have been wishing for. That's great to hear. Thank you. And our own Karen. Awesome tools and feature. Thank you. Okay, guys, I think that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions later on when the stream is over. Thank you and have a good weekend.